Welcome everyone.
Hi everyone.
Today we have a special show review. Today we have a special let's talk about shows for Netflix with a three-body problem.
Yeah.
So Yunie and I have been watching the three-body problem that came onto Netflix recently. And if you look behind us, what you're gonna see is I have prepared tons of screenshots I want to talk about for each of the episode. And in order to avoid spoilers, what I recommend is you guys use the timestamps below for each of the episode. And once you've seen each of the episode, come and have a look at what we have to say. Maybe this will help you enhance your experience for each of the episode to anything that you're missing or something that you want to be highlighted to, something that's going to be very important for the show. So how did you find the show, Uni?
So I think for the first 4 episodes, I really enjoy it because over the weekend I was sick.
Oh yeah,
But then
yeah.
even though I was so sick, I really, really want to sleep. I still want to continue like the show
That's good. So we
to,
got
to be able to know
yes.
what's gonna happen next.
So now you know the show is good, at least for the first 4 episodes. Let's have a look at why it's a little different with the later stage of the episode. So starting with episode 1. Now, make sure you guys watch episode 1 though. So the first part I want to share is why are the scientists killing themselves? Do you know why?
At the beginning, I didn't really understand, but then you explained to me saying that they don't believe in science anymore. Like science doesn't make sense to them anymore. That's why.
Yep. So they are theoretical physicists and also practical physicists. And some of their beliefs are very strong, just like religion. And when that is turned upside down and everything is like denied, this is why scientists was killing themselves. And you can see the policeman was chasing after all the scientists that was killing themselves. And it seems to be something that's happening a lot. And here you can see one of the images of this lady talking to one of the nanoscientists that was actually in the practical field. And at this stage, it seems a little strange that this lady knows about the countdown. And over here, you can see the countdown. And over here, as you guys see later, the whole countdown system that was flicking the stars was quite interesting and also pretty interesting, right? Were you like intrigued by it?
I remember during the show when that show up, you asked me the question like, if that happens to me, what would I do? And I was saying like, I think that won't happen to me like in real life.
Yep.
That will be something like more spiritual. If something like that cannot be explained that happens to me, it has to be something like more spiritual, not like actual numbers like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess to the scientists, the numbers was more appealing. And it's like a sense of urgency that was counting down. And this actually built up to something important, which we'll talk about the second episode. So the first thing I want to take away from the first episode is that this entire system of using the countdowns and also using method to systematically taking out scientists was actually very effective. And this gets you thinking, are the scientists killing themselves because of, the disbelief, or are they getting murdered? And you'll find out in the future episodes.
Yeah.
Now, as we jump over to the second episode, we want to see that this particular lady, the professor, do we call her Professor Ye?
Yeah.
Oh, the year when she ran.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Professor Ye, this lady, we get to see the time jumps between the past and the future. And one thing I do want to highlight, even in the first episode, that this lady have experienced multiple hardships with the whole protest against her father, and then her first boyfriend or someone she felt connected with noticed that the book she was hiding, and then she was protecting him while they were trying to interrogate her, saying, are you protecting someone? Are you trying to hide it? But she was trying to hide and protect the other person who didn't stood up and protect her in return, right?
Yeah, that's so sad because it was that lover who gave that book to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the second episode, you get to see the Professor Ye when she goes to, one of the lady who was responsible for her father's death. And after coming to her, she expects this lady to apologize and also repent for what she has done. But to her surprise, this lady actually said she will not repent. And she said she will do it again if she get the chance to kill her father.
Yeah.
And that too, yeah, when she was actually something that's very, very painful. And this whole thing combined to this, I guess, climax or big reveal that she was the person out of all the humans in the world to receive a message from the aliens. Now, if you guys remember earlier, she was the person that came up with a plan to shoot the broadcasting amplified message through the sound to the aliens. And that took multiple years for them to receive this one and send a message back. And it happens to be she's the person that received this. Now, there's something also very interesting on this part, but the first thing I want to share with you guys, she was warned that you don't want to answer back, because if you do, the aliens will locate you and they will conquer your world.
Yeah.
But, to a lot of people's surprise, she replied, "Come, we cannot save ourselves, and I'll help you conquer this world." Were you surprised by this?
Kind of, yeah.
So
But it's understandable because she experienced so many
hardships.
hardships, and also it feels like she is disappointed to humankind already, and so she made the move.
That's right. I remember at this point, you also asked me the question, it's like, hey, how come she can make the decision for the rest of the humans?
Did I ask you that?
Yeah, you did. Oh, you forgot?
Or is it something that the show, like
The show
one
also
of the
talked
characters in the show asked her that?
Yeah, they also asked her that too. But you did ask that question as well. I guess to her point of view, because only thing she experienced in life and also only thing she faced was terrible side of the humans, and that's why she felt like the humans cannot save themselves. And at that moment, she felt that she was doing what's right. And I think that's very important to take away. Now, coming back to the message, when the alien replied to her, or when the alien first contacted her, they were saying, hey, make sure you don't reply or we will conquer your world. This is actually very surprised. And I was telling Yunie, this is the communication between two traitors of their kind. The alien betrayed his kind because later you're going to see that they want to find another planet. So he betrayed his kind by telling them to not reply. And then in return, the human, when she also betrayed her humankind by saying, come and conquer the world. So I guess this second episode was the communication between two traitors. And because they both were betraying their kind, it kind of worked out for the aliens. So coming over to episode 3, something I do want to highlight, something I have been speaking with Yunie. So remember one of the highlights for you, I think, was the virtual reality game, right? And I guess that was a highlight for me, how they can change into costumes and go into a different place. Did you like that?
At the beginning, not really for me, but then when you start seeing when they another person get into the game, it's like similar setting but with different costume and different backgrounds.
That's right.
That's when I get a bit interested. Oh, how come it's different costume and different background.
So just to give you guys a bit of background, I do believe that those backgrounds were adjusted by the person so they're more comfortable with. At the same time, I think this game is also designed by humans to help the aliens to achieve one goal. Do you know what that goal is?
No.
So I think this refers back to a movie I really enjoy. So it's the Inception. If you guys haven't seen Inception, as a summary, in Inception, people will insert ideas into people's dreams. But the concept is that you want to create an idea such a way that people think they come up with that idea themselves. So by getting the scientists to play these games with multiple stages and also solving complex problems, what they are trying to achieve is coming to the end objective to ask the scientists what is the solution to this problem. And as you know, the scientists will tell them eventually, if they're smart enough, to say to find a new home. It's to not solve the problem that is kind of unsolvable with the three-body problem, with the whole planets, but rather to find a new home for the aliens. And in doing so, the aliens insert an idea into the scientist's mind that they want to be helping the aliens to find a new home. And in doing so, they will turn the scientists against the humans and persuade them on their side. So I think that was really cool concept. And it kind of draws ideas from Inception and also different ways of convincing people to do what they wanted by inserting the idea that you came up with this idea yourself. Now at this moment, if you guys recall, around episode 3, the scientist was recruited by the aliens. But you might be thinking, hey, how come the aliens just let some of them go, and how come the aliens would just reveal everything to the humans? Aren't they scared that humans would betray them? Aren't they scared that they would just tell on them,
I think I know the answer to here. So first, they set the background of the game to be what they are familiar, like their own culture, the player's culture. So first, they will think they will kind of like familiarize with the background of the game, and then they see how people in the game suffered, and then they want to try to help them. Especially there's this little girl who's very cute and innocent that you want to save her, and the more you want to save her, the more you feel bad for the people who keep like dying in the game. And also the little girl did mention she remembers every time she died, so you kind of feel for them.
Okay, but you missed my question though.
No?
Yeah, my question was that how come they're not scared that humans will tell on them? How come they're not scared that humans will tell other humans the secret that the aliens exist and they try to recruit aliens? So what you're saying is the aliens are trying to appeal to the scientists and try to recruit them to get on their side.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to ask is, how come the aliens are not scared that the scientists will betray them?
I think.
And that takes us to the next episode. This is what I was leading up to.
Okay.
So
okay. I think I know what you want to talk about. Okay.
So coming over to the 4th episode, and this is a big turning point. So there are two things that was very important in this conversation that changed the entire show or the entire series of the books and also entire story of the three body. So the first thing was actually the metaphor and also analogy that was used by Evans towards the aliens. And he was saying that he was describing people he doesn't like and describing things like bugs that you can squish onto your shoes, which will come very handy very soon. The second thing he revealed is that humans are liars, and to the aliens this was a big surprise. So remember this part?
Yeah, it's not humans are liars, but he mentioned that humans can lie.
And the aliens, do you lie? He's like, yes, all of us do lie. So the aliens at this moment, if you guys are not aware, the big discovery for both sides is that the aliens discover that humans can lie. Previously, the aliens assumed humans can't lie because the aliens themselves cannot lie. And this is why, coming back to episode 3, the aliens expect the scientists to be truthful and not betray them because they can't lie. And they assume the scientists can't lie. But what the aliens are not aware of is that humans can lie. And coming to this conclusion, the aliens told Evans that we're scared of you and we cannot coexist with liars. And this is when the aliens cut off the help of the alien worshippers. And that was a big turning point.
Yeah, but to this point, so remember the aliens said that because they can share information between without telling each other, they can like communicate in their minds. Yeah, then to this point, then how come that betray the alien could betray the rest of the aliens in this case? Remember, like when he was communicating with the professor. Yeah.
In order to not give you guys too much spoiler, because I have listened to the audiobook for the first 2 series of the show, like in Chinese. And in order to not give you guys too much spoilers, it's pretty much that alien was in isolation at the time the decision was made. So this way no one was there to stop him. And I guess the second biggest turning part is that Evans and also the humans discovered that the aliens cannot lie. And this will change the way humans understand aliens and also the way humans interact with aliens. And this is actually quite important. Now this also leads up to the Judgment Day, which is a good metaphor both for the boat and also for what's to come. How do you feel about this?
Well, Judgment Day is a very religious term.
That's right.
Yeah, and I think throughout the whole show it kind of like touch a little bit on the religious side as
definitely.
well, as
They played with that a lot.
Yeah, Evan called the aliens my lord. And what else? Like at the beginning when Vera was asking another scientist, do you believe in God?
That's right.
Yeah.
I guess for me, the Judgment Day is also the humans' first war declared onto the aliens, that they were willing to sacrifice their own humankind for the greater good. And that's always something that's been going on with humans. In that terms, they were judging the humans that worshipped the aliens, and they were punishing them. But it was very brutal though. A lot of kids and innocent people died. So at this moment, after discovering the aliens' hard drive, and aliens actually revealed their plan to the humans. And if you guys recall, aliens were saying that, hey, we have sent siphons or supercomputers to destroy your science, so you cannot advance and also destroy us when they reach you. And how do you feel about this?
Well, with that one, I think it also explains why they recruit the scientists, because they think, the scientists, you can't lie to us, like human can lie to us, and also we have got our spies spying on
That's right.
all your actions, so we are pretty sure that you won't betray us.
I think one additional way they were doing this is to induce panic and also to destroy the morale of humans. They want to show that you can't do anything against us. You can only accept the faith that we're going to come in 400 years and, things are going to happen.
And also this also enforced that they are so similar to God, because God knows what we are doing.
I guess. So they are all-knowing in the sense they can spy on anyone at any time. And if you guys remember earlier, here is the message Evan used example to the aliens. His was describing the policeman's bugs, that you can squish them and they're very weak. And you can tell the aliens are learning fast, because here the aliens refer back to the humans as your bugs. Right when Evans taught them this, they used the metaphors and they're learning the way of humans. And they're also putting down the humans at the declaration of war. Did you see this part?
Not until you told me.
Yay, so smart. Now moving over to episode 6, and this is when Yunie and I start to find the shows a little slowed down. You can see that we have less screenshots because, the show is a little slow at this stage, right?
Yeah, it's a bit draggy and
That's right.
Boring too.
So
not as intense as the beginning.
There's a lot of science fiction reveals and also aliens and exciting things on the first 1 to 5th episode. At episode 6, what's happening is, and Yunie later told me this as well, that the developers or the producers will try to overlay or make path for the future seasons. So buying a star here will be related to second and also even third season. And this is quite important. We won't reveal anything, but similarly to the bomb that was designed, that was to send a human to the aliens. I think Yunie also said this was also
a
something,
story in the third book.
Yes, so there's some pathways that is buried in the first season that will be coming back on the second and also third season.
How do you know there's gonna be third season?
I'm guessing maybe 2 or 3 seasons, because the book for the show have 3 books, right? So this is why episode 6 is a little slow. So at this point, it's harder for us to tell and also not to spoil anything, right? Now, if we come over to the 7th episode, do you notice something?
Oh, you have a screenshot of a bug? Is it
Yes.
some kind of hidden message or something?
Remember, Evans described aliens that enemies are bugs.
Yeah.
Aliens said humans are bugs. It's referring back to the bugs that's crawling on the grave. So it's a metaphor that it's like a death sentence for the humans. And notice that what Saul was asking Dr. Ye Wenqi, because Ye Wenqi met with Saul at the graveyard. And Saul was saying, hey, what do you care? He's a bug. Basically, notice there's a hidden meaning to this. He's also saying, what do you care? Humans are referred as bugs, and you're the one that kind of led them to us. So why do you have feelings for a bug? Why do you care about humans? Do you see the connection? It was actually very subtle. So this
really
is
funny.
actually a turning point that shows that Ye Wenqi start to care about the humans. Or start to
really?
care about the bugs. That's right.
Because she realized that she was
She
abandoned?
she realized not only the aliens will not do what she hoped the aliens would do, because they seem to be here to wipe us out, But also she started to see some goodness in humans over the years, and also with her daughter.
Really?
Yes,
Was that revealed in the book or?
a little bit. But it didn't get that much screen time with her in the show. So this was actually the start of the second book, and this is an important turning point, is that the metaphors are showing that she started to care about the bugs or the humans. And this is why she told him a not very subtle joke about never play with God. And she gave him this look. She's like, that's gonna be important. Remember that look?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, never play with God. And the next sentence she wrote had the same face expression. She says, we wouldn't survive without them. She was referring back to the jokes. But also, do you know what she was referring to?
Well, we won't survive without the aliens, no?
No. She was referring that there is an important hint that she was giving to Soul. So important that the humans might not be able to survive without him understanding what she means.
Oh.
It's very subtle again, but the developers has pointed out this so directly that it's a deep buried for the second season. I won't spoil anything for you guys, but it's very important. And it's so important in such a way that the aliens actually sent an agent to kill her. Right?
Yeah.
She told this lady, I'm sorry you have to come all this way yourself to do something I wanted to do. And what she wanted to do was to kill herself. But this lady was sent by the aliens to kill her. Because there's something that she discovered and something she knows about the aliens to such a way that the aliens has to take her out.
So is she like at last? You think she's on the human side or the alien side?
I believe in the final moments and she started to change her mind. She started to feel for the humans and she wants to give the humans a fighting chance. And there was a conversation, I did a screenshot, that she was trying to speak to the aliens. She's like, I know a trick or two. And maybe there won't even be a fight. I forgot to screenshot that. You guys might remember that in the episode as well. She was trying to communicate with the aliens. They didn't respond. She's like, oh, I still know a trick or two. I can still help you. But,
But didn't that shows that I'm still on the alien side?
Oh, I don't know. But the way she was saying it, she's like, oh, I can help to put up a fight. And they might not even be a fight. There's a lot of subtle hints on the future of what's to come. So this takes us to the final episode. And in the previous episode was leading up to the War Phaser episode. And this is going to be the centerpiece of the next season. Now, Soul was picked as a War Phaser. Do you know why?
I didn't really understand, but I guess it's because he's like one of the main character, and also he like the police officer said that he was the last person Professor Ye spoke to. That's why
right.
he was target.
Yes. So because he was the last person she spoke to before she was murdered, and the aliens took such extent to murder her, there must be something important they want to hide. So that's why the policeman said, oh, maybe that's the reason. What I also noticed the reason is the aliens have spent a lot of resources trying to murder him before this. Just before the summit and also the reveal of the War Faces, they were trying to murder this random scientist. And the policeman also said, the enemy of my enemy is good for us. So he was saying that Soul is the enemy of the aliens. And then that means he's the enemy of the humans, right? He's the allies of humans. So there's something that he heard from, the previous Doctor, those particular lines that is going to help them in some ways to defeat the aliens. And the War Faces are quite interesting. So what do you think about the War Faces?
Wait, so you said like Professor Ye, she mentioned something.
Yeah.
Which sentence exactly?
This sentence.
Oh, this one, never play with God.
I think so, because that was the one they had the longest frame in the show, and they just stared at each other. She's like, never play with God. He's like, huh. And then she stayed in the same emotion. She's like, we wouldn't survive without them. Now, directly, you can take that. She's like, we wouldn't survive with jokes. But what she really meant is like, we wouldn't survive without what I'm telling you. See, this is like the exact face, exact motion.
Yeah, but what does it mean? Like never play with God?
Well,
That
that's
she means it. Didn't she means like don't against the aliens, isn't it?
well, that's how you take it.
Yeah,
So that's
no?
gonna be something very important to be discussed and also to reveal on the second season of the Three Bodies. I'm like a trailer for that one.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's in the book too.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a big point.
Okay.
So
It's something that you can review now.
yes,
Okay.
so this is actually the one of the reasons that Saul was picked as a war phaser. To the point that he was telling everyone he's not a war phaser, and
Yeah, that's probably so funny.
and people were giving him those monolithic smiles like, we know you. So that was really funny. Do you know why people are giving him those smiles?
Because they think that that's part of his plan.
Yes. The moment you're picked as the war phaser, they will think he will do everything to deceive people around him and also deceive the aliens that are watching. To the point that he will say, I'm not a war phaser, they will take it as a part of his plan. And so I was like, what do you think? I know something, but I can't say. He's like, you guys are thinking too much. So yeah, that was pretty fun. And at this moment, I guess there was also something about, the trajectory of the body that was sent to the aliens that was off the trajectory. I think it will come back in the future seasons. That's why they spend screen time on it, right?
Yeah.
So I think that summarized everything I was thinking about the Three Body. And what do you think?
To me, I want to know more. And I think up to maybe episode 6, it doesn't really show what's happened in the past anymore with the Professor Ye. Like, I want to know, like, what's the interaction between her and the aliens.
Well,
Like, I want to know more.
I
Like,
think-
what did she do and
think it's
how terrible she was.
okay, you're too
And I also want
invested.
to know, like, what the daughter, like, what's her name, Vera, discover.
You're too invested in those characters.
Yeah, well, like with all the like science theories, it seems a bit boring. But I know it's essential for the show.
I like the science series. There were really
Really?
cool examples like the shooter and also the farmer and also the turkey scientist was really cool. You forgot that already. But yeah, so just in case you guys are wondering why I'm so focused on certain points of the show, because I know and I believe this will be a big review on the second season. And of course, coming back from the second season, I have heard a bit of the story. So I won't give you guys any spoilers, but the second season will focus on the war phases. There will be a lot of mind games, there will be a lot of theories, and it was going to get interesting in terms of battling between the humans and also manipulating each other,
Yeah.
which is quite exciting. So looking forward to the second season, and let us know in the comments what do you think about the show, and what do you think about some of my concepts and also theories.
I got a last question to ask you. So since you read the book and
I
now
didn't
you
read, I listened to the book,
Okay.
audiobook.
anyway, so and now you watch the Netflix series. So which one you like more?
I think the book is a little draggy. The Netflix series has had some changes to the important storylines to certain character background, especially Soul, because he was supposed to be someone that studied sociology, which is how humans interact and also how they behave. But here he's just a scientist. So there are some important changes to the character's background, but overall they're much quicker and they're very visual in showing what's important directly. I'm happy they did like 1.4 or 1.3 of the book within one season. So they almost did 1.5 of the book, which is very important because there are 3 books.
Okay. Yeah.
Yay! Thank you for watching, guys. And we'll see you guys next time.
Okay. See you guys.